Have you ever tried tiramisu? If not, you're missing out. It's a sweet, creamy dessert with a bold coffee flavor. And the best part, it's incredibly easy to make. All you need is mascarpone cheese, your favorite coffee, ladyfingers, eggs, and some sugar. And some flavoring. Let me show you how. We start with the coffee, because it needs to cool down to room temperature. About 500 or 600 milliliters should be fine, though I later realized I had less than that. The best coffee for this dessert is the one you enjoy drinking. For me is espresso, and this is how I brew it. After measuring 18 grams of medium roasted single origin beans, I spray them with a little bit of water to reduce static buildup during grinding. After grinding it, I'll break up the clumps using this tool I made. Next, I use a leveler to, level the coffee bed, and finally compress it using a palm tamper. For my daily brew, I extract 36 grams of liquid from those 18 grams of beans. But for tiramisu, I pull a long shot, around 250 grams of liquid. It's very bitter, but most of that bitterness will disappear in the tiramisu. After pouring it into a bowl, I repeat the process one more time. Once the coffee is at room temperature, add 80 milliliters of rum, cognac, or amaretto. This will give the tiramisu a subtle alcohol kick. If you're serving kids, skip the booze, or use rum flavoring, and maybe switch to decaf. Let's make the cream filling. In a large bowl, add 5 tablespoons of sugar. Then, grab 5 eggs and separate the yolks from the whites. Whisk the yolks and the sugar until thoroughly combined. If you're uneasy about raw yolk, place the bowl over a pot of simmering water, then whisk until warm. Just make sure the water doesn't touch the bowl. Let it cool to room temperature before moving on. Adding vanilla will greatly enhance the cream. Use whatever vanilla extract you have. If you got beans like me, slice the top lengthwise with a sharp knife. Then, with the backside of the knife, carefully scrape off all the seeds and drop them in the cream. Time to add the mascarpone cheese, which is a thick and neutral tasting cheese, perfect for tiramisu. Make sure it is also at room temperature. Here I have 500 grams. You can go up to 1 kilogram if you wish, but you might want to add some more sugar. Add 1 tablespoon at a time and mix it until you have a nice thick cream. Now grab the bowl with the egg whites, add a pinch of salt and whisk them until stiff peaks form. Drop it over the cream and gently fold, don't stir, until it's all incorporated. We want to keep it light and airy. Now that we have everything ready, it's time to put it all together. We need 400 grams of ladyfingers and a large baking dish. Quickly dip each ladyfinger into the coffee, about 1 second should do it. Then line them up in the dish. Add half the cream and spread it evenly over the ladyfingers. Repeat with another layer of dipped ladyfingers and the remaining cream. Here's where I realized I hadn't made enough coffee. Oh well, it turned out great anyway. However, if you have a little bit of coffee left over, pour it over the ladyfingers before adding the second layer of cream. Finally, generously dust with cocoa powder, using a fine mesh strainer. Then cover it with plastic foil and place it in the fridge for at least 6 hours, but up to 24 hours is best. When you're ready to serve, use a sharp knife to portion it, but wipe it after each slice, for neat edges, something I forgot to do myself. Don't worry if your first slice you take out looks messy, that's totally normal. And that's it. Silky mascarpone, bold coffee, and a cocoa finish. This dessert will impress your friends and family. Enjoy! Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you learn something new, or inspired you to give this recipe a try. And if you do, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know how yours turns out. Want more? Check out another recipe here. I think you'll like it. If you have any questions or ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, bye!